Hello book lovers out there, my name is Nana and welcome to my channel, to my book channel. And today I'm going to be talking about the books that I think do deserve the hype and the books that I do not think deserve the hype. So yeah, let's go through them one by one. Actually, I think I will also just be mentioning authors because I have read a lot of their books. So books or authors, I don't know. Anyways, let's start with Taylor Jenkins Reid. I do in general like her. I have read The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo and Malibu Rising and Daisy Jones and the Six. Malibu Rising was like in the middle for me, but Daisy Jones and the Six and The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo was very good. I really do like the Hollywood vibe that there is to these books. Definitely Daisy Jones and the Six and The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. So I definitely do think that Taylor Jenkins Reid do deserve the hype. But I have only read 3 books from her. And then the next author that I think do deserve the hype is Emily Henry. And she writes romance books. And I think I have read 4 books from her and I did like all of them. Is it 5 or 4 books? I cannot remember. Anyways, they were all really, really good. I have heard that the latest release isn't the best, but I haven't read it yet, so I can't really say. But I definitely think that Emily Henry do deserve the hype. Another author that I really do like is Fredrik Backman, and I have read Beartown from him and A Man Called Over. And then I also read the short story And the Way Home Gets Longer and Longer. I will say that wasn't my favorite, but Beartown and A Man Called Over are really, really great. His writing is so beautiful and the stories are dark and funny, but just be mindful that they are pretty dark. So maybe check out the trigger warnings for these books. But he is just such a talented author. He definitely deserves the hype. He's just, yeah, one of my favorite authors. I think this is more going to be, do these authors deserve the hype? Because the next one is Madeline Miller. And I will say that, yeah, she also deserves the hype. She writes retellings of Greek mythology. And she does it in a very interesting way, in a very, I don't know, woke way, again, with a nuanced look at the stories. And her writing, again, is also really, really beautiful. However, these books are not my favorite books, but almost a 4-star or a 4-star kind of vibe. That's what I'm getting from Madeline Miller. So she definitely deserves the hype. It's just not 5 stars book for me. Anyways, her writing is really beautiful and I can definitely appreciate that. Then we have Sarah J. Maas. I like this woman. I have read the Akita series and also the Throne of Glass series and I love them both, but the Akita series is definitely my favorite. In the Akita series, there's a lot more romanticy going on and that part was just really, really great. Throne of Glass is a bit more war plotting. There's also romance in this. It's not that heavy on that. But the story was really good as well. But Akita is definitely the best, in my opinion. Then we have Khaled Hosseini. He is an author that has roots to Afghanistan. Right now, I cannot remember if he actually grew up in Afghanistan and then fled to the US, or if he was actually born in the US and his parents were from Afghanistan. Anyways, he writes about Afghanistan and the stories are heartbreaking. Could be really relevant for what's going on right now. I have read A Thousand Splendid Suns and The Kite Runner, and these books are so heartbreaking, but also some of the best books that I have ever read. So I don't think I could read it today. That would be too heavy for me. Anyways, this author is just really, really great again, and he definitely deserves the hype. Then we have The Vanishing Half by Brit Bennett, and now I'm just going to be talking about a book. This book is about these 2 sisters. They have mixed genes of white and black in them. That was a weird explanation. Anyways, they can go for either. And one sister decides to go as a white person in this very white neighborhood, and she gets married to a white man, and she's not telling anybody that she's also black. And the other sister just goes for being black. And it's the contrast with these two lives. It's about racism, and it's also really sad, but very interesting to read. I think it's a very relevant read as well. So this book definitely deserves the hype, and I think it's a very, very important book as well. The next one is Where the Crawdads Sings by Delia Owens. And this one has been in Reese Witherspoon's book club. I think there's been some controversy about the author. I will just leave that out there. But anyways, I really did enjoy this book. I haven't seen the movie yet. Did that came out last year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago? I don't know. Anyways, the book was really, really great. You follow this young girl, and she basically gets abandoned from her entire family, and she is just managing in the swamp. I think it's like in the southern parts of the US. But that was really interesting. It's also heartbreaking, but there's also a good love story going on there, and there's also a murder mystery going on. So it was a really interesting book, and I was so hooked. So yeah, I really enjoyed that one. Then we have the Neapolitan stories by Elena Ferrante. And this is an Italian author, and it's about these two girls, and you follow them up until they're in their 60s, I guess. And they grow up in this really poor neighborhood in Napoli. It's also about this neighborhood that they grow up in. And there's a lot of characters in this series. This series has gotten a lot of praise, and I love it too. I recommended it to my mother-in-law. She wasn't that impressed. Anyways, it's also heavy. It's also about toxic relationships, also with these two girls in between. Sometimes they're really there for each other, and sometimes they do not have each other's backs. It's messy. It's really messy. But overall, I think I gave this series a 5-star because it was so exciting still. So yeah, go check it out. Then we have another very popular romance author, or there are actually two authors, Christina Lauren. And I have read The Unhoneymooners by them, and I really did enjoy that book. It's a bit more cheesy than other romance books, but this book was alright. I did like the chemistry. The ending was a bit, I don't know. Anyways, the chemistry was fun and it was good. So yeah, I think this book do deserve the hype. Then we have another author, Abby Jimenez. I have read 2 books that I really, really love, and then 1 book that I really did not like. But overall, she definitely deserves the hype. Part of Your World and Yours Truly, those are the ones that I really liked. They were amazing romance books. And then I read The Friend Zone, and that was, no, not a good romance book. That was truly awful. One of the worst romance books that I read. But I will definitely be reading more from her. But The Friend Zone, don't read that book. Then we have We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. And this book was so popular in Denmark, where I'm from. Some years ago, 5 years ago, something like that. It's about this rich family. And I don't really want to spoil much more. This is an experience, and I definitely do think it deserves the hype. The ending is just so, go read it. It's not that long. If you haven't, I think most people have read this book. But yeah, I think it does deserve the hype. Then we have Sally Rooney, and I have only read Normal People by Sally Rooney, and I really did love that book. It's also a romance book, but it's done, I don't know, a little bit differently. It's not cheesy at all. It's a bit more dark. And it's also about becoming an adult and dealing with trauma. I really enjoyed this book. Yeah. Some people are just not Sally Rooney people. But Normal People was definitely a good book. So I will definitely be reading more from her. I just haven't gotten to it yet. If you have a recommendation from her, let me know. Then we have a thriller that has been going around for the last couple of years, and that's called My Husband by Maud Ventura. And It's a psychological thriller about this wife who is really obsessing about her husband, and it definitely deserved the hype. I was impressed by this book. I also read another book by Ventura, and that wasn't as great. Make Me Famous, it is called. Anyways, my husband definitely deserves the hype. That was just so, yeah, the ending, perfect. Then we have Alex Michaelides, I think that's how you pronounce it. And he is a thriller author, and yeah, I definitely think he deserves the hype. The books are very easy to read, but I also think they're very exciting. And if you're a person that hasn't been reading for a long time, start with these books. They are so easy to get through, and like I said, really, really entertaining and exciting. Yeah, go check it out. It's not written with like the deepest emotions, but it's more a popcorn read, but I don't mind that. Then we have Bride by Ali Hazelwood. I have only read this book by Ali Hazelwood, and I really, really did enjoy it. This is a paranormal book. I don't think that's a usual genre. I think it's more romance in general, but I will definitely be checking more of her books out. There's a lot. Bride was really good on the romance part as well. There were one thing that was really weird, but if you have read it, you know that. No, I have books right in the middle, and I don't know where to put them. But let's start with Colleen Hoover. Like, there's a lot of books from her, and she has gotten a lot of hype. And right now, all of her books are turning into movies. I haven't seen the movies, but I have read Verity and Ugly Love. And yeah, they are a bit much. I think that's my take on these books. But they were not bad. They were just really a lot. Yeah, but I can see why some people would really hate them and why some people would really love them. I haven't heard Colleen Hoover being mentioned much right now on BookTube, but some years ago, she was all over the place. I don't know if I should check out more of her books. These two were all right, but yeah, a bit much. And then I have The Midnight Library by Matt Haig, and this book is also right in the middle. The plot overall has so much potential, but it didn't go that deep. It's about this woman who gets a second chance in life. She tried to, and then she apparently goes to this library and she can pick out a book. And this is a new life that she could have chosen for herself. And then she's checking out all of these new ways. And yeah, that was really interesting. But it didn't go that deep, but maybe again a popcorn read. I think it would have been great if it was longer and there was just more of it. I also have The Shadow of the Wind by Carlos Ruiz Zafón. And again, this is right in the middle. And I think one of the characters in this book was just a little bit sexist. And I didn't really know if that was the point of the character or if that was from the author. I really could not figure it out. And that took a little bit away of the joy of this book. The plot was also a little bit slow, but it's a book right in the middle. And it's about this boy who gets invited to this secret library, and there you can pick a book. And this book that he does pick is just such a great book, but he learns that other copies of this book is getting destroyed. And he's trying to solve this mystery. Who hates this author so much? But yeah, right in the middle. Oh, and I forgot to mention an author that I really do like, and that's Grady Hendrix. And he's a horror author, and the books are just so amazing. I think I love most of the books that I have read so far. Horror Store wasn't my favorite, but the others were definitely great, and there's a feministic tone to these books, and yes, we like that. And yeah, if you're into horror stories, go check Grady Hendrix out. They are really something, his books. A book that I was really disappointed in was Hamnet by Maggie O'Farrell, and This book was so slow, and I think in order to really enjoy this book, you really have to be good at appreciating beautiful words, beautiful writing, instead of a good plot. This is about Shakespeare, or it's about Shakespeare's wife, and they had 3 kids together, and they ended up losing one of them, and it's about that. And it is really sad, but I just wasn't connected to it. Yeah, I don't know. This book was really not for me. A lot of the books is about this boy dying, and that was just awful. Yeah, I didn't enjoy it at all. And then we have Every Heart a Doorway by Shannon McGuire. I cannot remember what the series is called overall, but this was the first one in that series. I just really had high expectations to this series, but yeah, no, I didn't really feel it. The books overall are really short. I think the first one was about 100 pages or something like that. And you follow these children that have gone to other worlds, magical worlds, and then somehow they ended back in the normal world, and then they go to this school to sort it out. I don't know. And there's supposed to be this creepy undertone to these books, but I didn't really thought of it as creepy. I wasn't connected to the story at all. I think it was too short for me to be connected to it. I think that's my overall problem with short books. And then we have Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. And this is a fantasy series, a high fantasy series. And this is the only series that I have read from Brandon Sanderson. And I got to the middle of book 2 and then I DNF'd it. I didn't really connect that much with the characters. I didn't get the love story. I think the magical world was really interesting, but the characters just wasn't that nice to read about. I don't know. Then we have The Cruel Prince by Holly Black, sorry. This is also a fantasy series, a romantasy series, I guess. And in this one you follow fairies, and the main character in this series, she's a bit of a badass, but I really did not like her character, and she was so unlovable. And the love story, again, I don't really think I got that at all in this book. There were no real yearning or no. This was a complete flop. Not good. And then we have Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross, and this is also a romantasy series. And the first half of the first book was really, really great, and then it just went down from there. The plot got a little bit boring, and it felt a little bit pretentious. Is that how you say it? Yeah, I didn't really enjoy it in the end, and I think it was only a 3-star at the end. Yeah, it was boring. But it had so much potential. Like, the first half of the first book was just amazing. Okay, so I think I got through some books. It was a bit random, I guess, but I hope that you found some inspiration and that you enjoyed this video. I hope to see you in another video. Bye!